And it looks like our conversation has brought us to a good point. Mr. Vice Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let's see here. I move Senate Bill 1687 with a due pass recommendation.
Members, you heard the motion. Is there any further discussion? Will the Secretary please call the roll?
Senator Boyer.
Mr. Chair, may I please explain my vote?
Please proceed.
Mr. Chair, members. I too have used ADOT. I was hiking the Grand Canyon and I made the boneheaded mistake of not checking the weather report. I got stuck in Flagstaff and the roads were closed. This was back in December of 2010, and I was very grateful for just that's when I had Twitter on my phone. I am concerned about until the government has something.
Back in just a little bit. I'm going to be voting in just a minute. Thanks.
Until the different agencies and so forth do have some kind of tool to communicate, and until that time, I vote no.
Senator Gabaldon.
Mr. Chairman, may I explain my vote?
Please proceed.
Thank you. I guess I have concerns regarding the unintended consequences to this bill. I just shared one example of what could possibly happen, and I'm not. And yes, state agencies, but this is going to counties and municipalities and school boards, and so those are my concerns, especially when I'm representing individuals that rely very heavily on social media and. Yes, there is individuals that do post comments that are harmful and hurtful. But I just cannot in good conscience vote for this bill. So this is Senator Gabaldon. I vote no on SB 1687.
Senator Gray.
Senator Gray votes aye on Senate Bill 1687.
Senator Kerr.
Yep, Meta, please proceed.
Thank you. Senator ugenti-rita, I'm glad you
can't hear.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I appreciate the sponsor bringing this bill forward, and I understand this is the starting point of a conversation, an important conversation that needs to be had. And so in the spirit of that, I know the bill is not perfect, and your commitment to work on it, and I vote aye.
Senator Marsh.
Mr. Chairman, may I explain my vote?
Please proceed.
I do vote no, but I do think it's an important conversation to be having. I just think that this is not the solution to that particular problem. And I got to say, I would be really sad to miss, Arcadia winning the baseball championships. Like, I'm not going on individual websites and checking out like those types of good news information. I get that through social media, and I would hate to lose that, and I vote no.
Senator Otondo?
I vote no. Thank you. Senator Otondo votes no on SB 1687.
Senator Steele?
Mr. Chair, may I explain my vote?
Please proceed.
I'm quite conflicted on this vote. I too think it's a really important conversation to have, and I thank Senator ugenti-rita for bringing it forward and getting it started. I'm concerned about it for some of the reasons that I mentioned. I also have become increasingly concerned with the control of people like Mark Zuckerberg have over the freedom of our speech, and it makes me really concerned that he and others of his ilk would have further control over our government, and that's kind of scary to me, and I see that happening, and I do think it's time for us to take a pause and really think about that. So for those reasons, I will vote yes. Senator Steele votes yes on SB 1687.
Senator Shope?
Mr. Chair. Thank you. I am a huge consumer of governmental Twitter at the moment. But I do agree with what Senator Steele has to say. There's a lot of questions here, and if this can be the vehicle to do that, and I don't mean it as a vehicle bill. I was in Transportation Committee, so sorry, maybe a bad choice of words in this place. But if this could be the catalyst to that conversation, I think that's fine. I'm not going to lie and tell you that I'd vote for this on the floor, because I wouldn't in its current form. But I think it's worth continuing the conversation about what we're doing. And is it a tacit government endorsement of what the platforms are doing whenever they flag things or don't flag things? That is, in essence, because we participate in that, we are essentially approving of that type of behavior. So I do think that is a conversation worth having. With that, I vote aye.
Senator Pace?
Members, I'm glad we had this discussion. If any of you looked at the other options we had and different things to have a discussion on social media, I think this was the good, best base plate to start with. I appreciate the comments from all of the members here in this committee, and I appreciate the comments from the sponsor about why we're trying to do this. I think there is no doubt that social media gives us a pause on its appropriateness, its appropriate use of censorship or prioritization. But for me, we're going down a road where we are, and I think Senator Soap said it well, tacitly endorsing a platform. I used to, I summer interned as a social media specialist for, and I won't say the name of the organization, and it was an eye-opening experience, and I never did social media after that because the goal is to get eyeballs, right? And sometimes the content gets changed based on the methodology in which we distribute it. I would love to see a day when I could look at the roads and try to see if they're clear or not, and have an easy way where I don't have to lose my privacy doing so. Or I could learn about the baseball team that did well in my community without having to see ads. To me, that baffles me. That I'm on my own city's website. All of the content on their social media is not available anywhere else. If it is not available easily. And so in order for me to learn about, according to my city's social media, about new service programs and summer deals and things like that are going on, I have to be exposed to ads, privacy issues, content that may be swayed to my political view. I don't think we should be involved in that kind of business. And so, members, I appreciate the conversation on this bill and all the ones we've had in this committee, and I vote aye.
5 ayes, 4 nays, 0 not voting.
Members, by your vote of 5 ayes, 4 nays, and 0 not voting, you have passed Senate Bill 1687.